Money and Main Street with award-winning journalist Giovanna Drpic.
You're watching another edition of Money and Main Street. We're up to our CEO sit-down segment. This is FiOS 1 News. I'm Giovanna Drpic. Mike Gilliam is off this evening. Thanks for watching. We'll get to our top stories in just a moment. But first, it's time for your weather on the ones. And more than 30 points down in the latest poll, New York Republican gubernatorial candidate Rob Astorino comes out fighting against Governor Andrew Cuomo. And yet another New Jersey fire claims a life, this time in Union City. And in case you're wondering what Eric's future holds, he wants to go into sports broadcasting. I'm told he has a couple of offers on the table, and he's going to announce his decision this September. Today, the world's best competitive eaters met at Coney Island to eat their way to glory. Happy birthday, Sofia Vergara! Should you get caught in a rip current, what you want to do is swim sideways or parallel to the shoreline. This way, the waves can help you along. 5 prominent Muslim Americans are among some 200 U.S. citizens who had their emails collected by the NSA and the FBI over a 6-year period. A Rockland boy is among the 3 Israeli teenagers reported missing in the West Bank last week. During the summer, people are outside enjoying the warm weather in many ways. The beach, the pool, water parks, or in some cases, sliding down a city street using your pool's flotation donuts. It may no longer be the ratings juggernaut it used to be, but that is not expected to stop aspiring singers with dreams of becoming the next American Idol. And we want to thank you so much for making us a part of your weekend. I'm Giovanna Drpic. We've heard violence in Central American countries cited as the reason for this so-called humanitarian crisis. Well, I'm Hispanic, and violence is certainly nothing new to Latin American nations. So what I wanted to know was, what's been the difference this time?
Hello, Peter. How are you?
14-year-old Jordi Medina loves to smile and hopes to someday become an attorney. He's eager to start school in Plainfield in September. To get ready, he's taking an English class offered by Angels in Action.
Evening.
Jordi's actually an American citizen. His mother, who crossed the border illegally, gave birth to him in Los Angeles. She was deported when he was 1, so they left. He practically lived his whole life in El Salvador before moving to New Jersey last month. He says the violence he left behind is rampant. Families, even children, are blackmailed. He explains that the extortionists say, if you don't give me a certain amount of money, we'll kill you. Behind Jordi's smile is a vivid memory of how criminals killed his classmate, who was just 11 years old. Jordi says, dead. He was left tossed out with his arms cut off. It's sad, ma'am. There's nothing but nothing you can do except drop your head, because no one can do anything. Jordi says he almost became a statistic himself when he was attacked by gang members just 3 months ago. Jordi said to himself, my God, my time has come. But Jordi got lucky and was let go. Jordi gets emotional as he says, I sincerely gave thanks to God because I didn't expect to keep on living.
Traffic.
The problem of housing young illegal immigrants here and keeping them safe is real. But some people argue there's just as big a problem among American children. Gail Kesselman is co-founder of New Jersey Citizens for Immigration Control.
Where's the compassion for the children in Detroit? Where are they supposed to go? Where are they supposed to go to find peace and refuge? It's one thing to be compassionate. It's another thing to be played for a fool. And I believe that the American people have been played for fools with this whole illegal immigration situation that has been going on for years.
Kesselman says she does not blame the children. She blames politicians.
The United States is broke. We do not have the resources to deal with a massive influx of third world, impoverished people into our country.
She argues that the nearly 60,000 children who crossed into the United States unaccompanied since last October will put an added strain on the system.
When we see 2-year-old and 5-year-old and 6-year-old children coming over the border, what kind of work are they going to be doing that Americans can't do?
Thank you. Thank you.
As for Jordi, he knows he's lucky he was born here, but misses his mother. But he says he knows of other kids his age who are here illegally. And there are thousands more who are desperate to have the same chance he got to live in the United States.
Es duro, es difícil.
Jordy says it's hard. It's difficult because all of the memories come to mind. Giovanna Drpic, FiOS 1 News. This is the story of how new media collided with good old-fashioned communication and brought the memories of a 9/11 victim back to life in the form of a love letter. When was the last time you heard about someone writing an honest-to-goodness love letter? Not an email, not a text message, but a young adult who poured out his heart to the young woman he loved with just pen and paper.
Dear Lisa, I really miss you and I'm always thinking about you.
Lisa McDonald now works in a TV newsroom in Orlando. She was the recipient of this letter when it was first written back in 1995. She tucked it away and recently rediscovered it.
The first thing I thought of was, I want to keep that memory. I want to keep the memory.
The letter was from her then boyfriend. After she found it, she wrote about it on Facebook and explained why she couldn't bring herself to throw it away.
But it was from someone who later died in the North Towers of the World Trade Center on 9/11.
That someone was Brian Cashia. The young man who wore his heart on his sleeve died at the age of 26.
I feel this way because I know I never felt this way before about anyone else.
Brian sent Lisa the letter along with his giant white teddy bear when he was just 20 years old.
Immediately there was chemistry. I mean, there was just that feeling of trust.
The letter resurfaced 18 years after Brian wrote it, less than a month before the 12th anniversary of his death in the World Trade Center attacks.
It's nice because this letter makes me smile.
The story about the love letter could have ended there, but it didn't. I read Lisa's Facebook post and decided to track down both Brian's mother, Sabrina, who's now suffering from multiple sclerosis, and his 91-year-old grandmother, Hildy, in Bayside, Queens. I shared the letter with them.
Oh my God.
You could see memories and feelings well up that only a mother could understand, as Sabrina read what her boy wrote about the girl he once loved.
And I've always wanted someone to like me for who I am.
But since Lisa lived in Florida and Brian lived in New York, Brian didn't know if he should continue a long-distance relationship.
And I said, well, Brian, things like that usually don't last forever.
It didn't last forever. Lisa and Brian's relationship ended 6 months after it began. He moved on and eventually got engaged. She moved on, got married, and started a family. And then 9/11 happened. Brian's remains were never found.
But I wish they would find, I don't know, like a fingernail. Anything.
What do you think we as people can take from this with 9/11?
You should stay in touch because you never know if you're here tomorrow.
And the message was delivered with a love letter. What would you tell Brian?
Hold on. That's a tough question. That I miss you. I wish we hadn't lost touch with each other.
Giovanna Drpic, FiOS 1 News.